the biggest gap between Harry Potter and the real world, once you take the magic out of it, if you're just looking at kids in a school together, the biggest gap is honesty around sexuality. Like,
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to How Come. Today, we have a very exciting episode. I am here with Charlotte Kassimir. Hello, Charlotte. I miss you.
Hi, guys.
And we are also here with the two amazing comedian hosts of the podcast Potterhood, Neko White and Will Poznan.
Yes, indeed.
Hey.
Yes, indeed. Charlotte,
Yay.
Remy, how are you? Thank you for having us on. How come?
Of course.
Yeah,
thank you for being here. While we're all thanking each other, thanks to Raycon wireless earbuds for supporting How Come. Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/howcome. That's buyraycon, BUYRAYCON.com/howcome. This episode of How Come is also brought to you by Care Of, a wellness brand that makes it easy to maintain your health goals with a customized vitamin plan that helps you feel your best today and supports you long term. For 50% off your first Care Of order, visit takecareof.com and enter promo code HowCome50. So that is take, T-A-K-E, care, C-A-R-E, of, O-F.com and enter promo code HowCome50. Okay, Charlotte, I'm very excited to have you in the virtual back here.
I know, it's so nice to be back and talking about our favorite thing.
Yes, today we are talking about our favorite thing, which is Harry Potter. And it's a difficult thing to say as your favorite thing these days because of J.K. Rowling's most recent anti-trans remarks, which... Not cool, JK.
but it can still be your favorite thing.
The books didn't say anything. the person that wrote them should just say a lot less sometimes.
Yeah. When I was younger, I always thought, I was like, I don't think J.K. Rowling's like that creative. I think she's just like a wizard who lived this life and then wrote her accounts, or like she's a squib, or she was like a muggle with wizard friends. I used to think like this actually happened and this woman was just like writing down the history that she was Rita Skeeter.
Right.
Yeah. I love that conspiracy theory.
See, for me, when it came to J.K. Rowling, I didn't. I was one of those kids that I didn't even usually read the authors of most books, even though that was it was taught to us. I was like, if I don't like the book, I don't want to dislike this person, so I didn't read the authors for most books. And then when I got to the end of, I think, Chamber of Secrets, the first time I read it, and I actually started to understand the importance of putting the name of the author to a book, to a title, right? But with somebody like a J.K. Rowling, for all the trouble that she's in right now, I think we will all do a lot better with those types of people to only enjoy what they put out for us, right? Because when you start taking their opinions seriously in other ways, it can only hurt your relationship with some of their art, right? I don't know what she said. I can tell by the outrage that she stepped out of line.
That it was not fun.
Yeah, I can tell by how it made people feel that it definitely was out of line. I also don't expect J.K. Rowling to be in touch with a lot of these things. So there's a certain level of...
I felt like her whole book is like rebellion and like fight like bigoted people and like, you know, like pure
except
blood.
for that she's got like 4 black characters in the entire thing. And like,
that's true.
And the movies just get worse. If you go to YouTube, I think there's a video called like every person of color in all 8 movies. And it's like every line they've ever had compiled together.
Right.
And it's like 5 5 minutes long.
Can we name them?
I can name them.
Me too.
Should we all do one? Let's all go around.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Dean Thomas, Gryffindor, heck of a guy.
Okay.
I'm a go Kingsley. Say what you want about Dumbledore, but man has style. I don't know if you're supposed to give a line. They said
man has style.
Kingsley man had style.
You can't deny Dumbledore's got style. That's what
I am going to say Lee Jordan. Much taken out of the movies, but said more about in the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also got. Go ahead, sis.
Oh, thanks. I was just gonna say Dean Thomas in the books. Because I was just re-listening to them. Gotten lots of fights with Ginny though, and like pushed her at one point.
He pushes Ginny? Man, this is a rough day for somebody's heroes. Can you imagine the person who all of their heroes are having a rough week?
Yeah, somebody who's like obsessed with Crystalia and Harry Potter.
Right.
And Jeff Ross, if you guys haven't heard about that one yet, get ready to dislike him more.
Wait, but I don't want to spread false information very quickly.
Okay.
She thinks it's Dean. But it's really Harry in the invisibility cloak. But then she's like, but don't push me again. Like you can't keep doing this. And then they break up. So like clearly it's happened before.
Oh man. Whoa, what a rough one for Dean.
Also, Blaze. That's number 4.
Yeah.
Blaze.
Okay, there's one more.
Blaze.
Who remembers Blaze?
I had Blaze in my memory. I was ready to say Blaze too.
Yeah. I don't know Blaze. Who is Blaze?
Blaze is the Black Slytherin.
Yeah.
And Will did not mean that the way it sounded. Black Slytherin. Yuck.
The Black Slytherin.
Yeah, that was okay.
No. We're only elitist, not racist.
Yeah, we're not racist. We only care about blood purity. We're not Americans.
Will, your turn.
Well, I'm going to go with Angela Johnson, and my impression of her is no talking because I don't think she has a single line.
She's written out of the movie hard, but she does say she nods when
she nods.
Better George is like, "Do you want to go to the dance with me?"
No, she just nods.
Oh yeah, she gives good nod.
Wow.
That's her whole claim to fame in the Harry Potter series.
She's an excellent Quidditch player, an amazing chaser.
Yeah.
No, it's just you should know more about her than that. Well, she's good at Quidditch and nodding.
The movies really shat the bed, and like you would think J.K. Rowling has some power over the casting. So,
but that's also tricky because those movies were already long, and I mean, imagine
strong
they cut so much out of those movies
down to get the friction on. Okay, wait.
Exactly.
But
that's it.
Nick, do we have any more? Can we expend all of the Patils? I'll say the Patils.
Yeah, of course. Cho Chang.
2. Cho Chang.
Well,
they never specify that Hermione's white either. And then when she was played by a Black person in London, I think, people went crazy about it. And it's like, but they never said.
She was played by a Black actress in New York as well for Cursed Child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. They flipped a lot in Cursed Child. And I don't know. There weren't a lot of Black people in the movies or anything like that. And I even playfully give JK her own shit for that on the podcast. But
yeah,
even when I think about it, if I'm being honest with you, I don't care. We don't care. We don't give a fuck if she had all of us in those movies. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a much better movie.
Yeah, it is what it is. She's not an activist, and we can't take her word as gold. But we did enjoy Harry Potter, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
What age were all of you when you started reading Harry Potter? Because I was always the same age as Harry. When the books came out, every year I was his same age.
I started in 4th grade. So what's that, 10, 9 or 10?
Yeah.
10, yeah.
I was around that age when I started seeing the books. So about 10 or 11. I didn't start reading them until after, I think Order of the Phoenix had even come out. And I just started going to the library and picking up those books. Because every time I seen them, they looked like Bibles. So I thought they were like, I thought they were like for the occult. Just because everybody that I saw with them, they looked weird. They had on witch hats on the day that they came out. So I was like, who are these odd motherfuckers? Like, why are adults playing like this outside? But when I actually learned what it was and learned, that's the book of the movie I've been watching the last couple of years.
Yeah.
When I would sneak out of middle school to go, cut in class, I'd duck into the library on 110th and between Lexington and 3rd and just chill out and read Harry Potter books for like 6 hours. Really nerdy.
That is
kid.
such a sweet reason for leaving school, just to read more, but different.
Yeah.
I read more, but different.
Yeah, no, I read them for the first time. Like, I got it read to me. I guess I must have been 4 years younger than you. So like 7 or 8. But then my mom would fall asleep all the time. So I couldn't be bothered anymore. So I just kind of
be like,
stopped.
get the fuck out of my bed.
Yeah, she would just be sleeping in there. I was like, you've reread this chapter 6 times. So then I reread all of them when I was 17.
Right.
A good time to read. A section.
Did you reread them in order?
Yeah, I read them my second semester, senior year of high school, because I was like, I've got some time on my hands. So me and a few friends read them all together.
Oh, nice.
Did you read them before or after you read Twilight?
Before.
Okay, good. I think that's like a good progression.
Of course. That's why I got so pissed when Cedric got famous as Edward. I was like, I liked him a lot.
Cedric Diggory.
I thought he was hot. Okay, so that was going to be one of my questions, because we're not just talking about Harry Potter. Of course, we have to make it sexy.
Right.
So this is HCHP. How come Harry Potter? One of the things that we talked about on your podcast, Charlotte, you didn't get to be there for that, but you should have been, and you guys should listen to that episode of Potterhood.
Yes.
But
yes, you should.
Couples that we wish had happened, or Harry Potter people that we fantasized about.
Got you.
Okay.
Cedric Diggory was the background of my computer for years.
Yes.
For me, it was what's her name? Angela Johnson, the black girl that what's her name took out to the dance. I thought she was dope. Hermione, I had a crush on since the first movie. And then, oh my God, what was the girl's name? I wasn't really into Fleur Delacour. Right.
I knew you were going to say
that. I was into Fleur Delacour.
Yeah, she grew on me, yo. Because when she first came in and they started running down the hall, and Ron and Harry looking at their ass, and I'm like, there's nothing really there. You know what I'm saying? But when they got to the scene where she's coming out the water, I don't know what it was about seeing her wet, but she thanked Ron for saving her sister or whatever.
Yeah.
She did it for me.
And kisses him on the cheek.
Yeah, she was really grateful. Her austere facade came down a little bit.
Yeah. But so we're 100%. Talking like movies here, though, not books. Because in the books, she becomes a bitch.
She has to earn her place in the Weasley family, though, which is not always easy. Like, they're real skeptical. They're not that welcoming of her compared to how they were with Harry.
Because she's so mean.
I was about to say, can you imagine she's probably affluent. She's not the nicest human being. They're dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? So they probably feel a certain way even having somebody that beautiful come in the house. And it's mostly boys. Yeah. You know what I mean? Molly has to see her and go.
Yeah. Ginny and Molly are the ones who are definitely leading the charge to be mean to her, though.
Oh, word. A mom and a little sister are being mean to somebody that's about to become their daughter or sister-in-law. That's shocking, though.
I'd reread it, though.
No, and the thing is I don't remember that version. Now that you're saying it, I remember that, but I feel like I selectively remember whichever version of the character I like the best.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. You know, so
don't reread them.
I'll remember Wet Fleur.
Wet Fleur.
Yeah.
Wet Fleur.
Right. Yeah, that was her apex moment.
Now, as far as because the question was couples that shouldn't have ended up together, right?
Or like ones like I always wish we got to see a Harry Cho sex scene.
Harry Cho. Yeah.
Or even a Cedric Cho sex scene.
Mm-hmm. Got you. You just wanted to see Cho get smashed.
I don't think I did.
I just
wanted to I'll agree with that. I think that the biggest gap between Harry Potter and the real world, once you take the magic out of it, if you're just looking at kids in a school together, the biggest gap is honesty around sexuality. Like, You just couldn't have a co-ed school where kids go up. The only allusion to it is Roger Davies, who's trying to fuck at every opportunity. But like for the most part, all of the boys at that school are unrealistically scared of girls. Like some boys are like that, but not all of them.
Who is Roger Davies?
Imagine being in school and having magic and teachers not being around. Do you know the debauchery I would try to get away with behind some cloak, fucking up the invisibility charm?
I don't know what age you guys were like fucking though, because Harry, when he's with Cho, who he only likes because she's good at Quidditch and like she's sad a lot. It's really weird.
How old was Harry fingering age then yet?
Yeah,
he's 15 and she's a year older, so she's 16. But getting over Cedric is her thing in the book. Is like she cries all the time, and I'm like, I don't want to see her getting fucked. That's
here's
so
my
sad.
here's my counter argument. Here's my counter argument.
Sorry, I just wanted to see love be requited.
Okay, I want to see Fleur and Roger Davies bang. I want to see them.
Who is Roger Davies?
He's the Ravenclaw that stays out of it.
Okay.
And into it at the same time.
Yeah, but he has no interest in good versus evil, Roger Davies.
Okay.
Okay, so we were all talking over each other in that last clip, obviously, because a bunch of us were trying to like defend what we had just said. Like, okay, I just want to clarify. When I said I wanted to see Cho and Harry bang or Cedric and Cho bang, like I just wanted to see love be requited. I don't know. I just like seeing romance and you guys know me. I'm horny. And like, it sounded really bad when I was like, I want to see those teenagers bang. But like, I was a child at the time. So like, if you were a teenager and you want to see teenagers bang, that is good. I mean, or it's fine. You know, like it's normal. Would I want to see them now? No. Or maybe I just wanted to read it like so that I could visualize those versions. But yeah, I also didn't notice when Will was like, Roger Davies is the Ravenclaw who stays out of it. I thought that just meant like he stays out of the drama. But if you think about it, the drama in Harry Potter is literally good versus evil. It's like, are you on the side of good or are you on Voldemort's Death Eater side? And it just kind of made me think about like today's political climate and environment and people who like are like the guy who stays out of it. It's like you're not really staying out of it. You know, like you've seen people saying like silence is violence. Like anytime I feel like I've been around somebody who's said something like wrong and I haven't corrected them or I've let like the group like laugh at it, like I feel that I have been complicit in continuing bad behavior by not saying anything. There's a clip online of 3 comics talking about this woman and it's just like so gross and everybody's laughing at it and one guy seems like he's nervously laughing at it and it's just like, okay, like you didn't say anything but like you're kind of saying something, you know, like any cops who are standing by when like somebody's getting murdered, it's like, yeah, you didn't say anything but you were kind of saying something. Or like, I don't know, when I was in like high school, the guy I liked flashed my boobs to a bunch of people at a party. Nobody like came to my defense. Everybody kind of laughed at it. Like they didn't say anything, but like they were saying something. So like Roger Davies, I'm going to take a look back at these books. Even though, again, not pleased with J.K. Rowling, but I did love the books and now I'm even more curious to like see if there were any clues about her phobias like in the books. Just the way that if you hear someone's a criminal and they're also like a comedian, you go back to their act to see like were there any clues. So yeah, I'll probably go and look for some clues. But yeah, while I have you guys, I just want to apologize for the lateness of this episode, but we were occupied for Father's Day. Ben's dad is such a cutie pie and I wanted to celebrate with him. And so I spent all my time this weekend socializing with him, but I hope you guys had good Father's Days. If you don't have a dad, hey, I'm sending you a hug. If your dad's a piece of shit, I'm sending you a hug. If you can't see your dad, I'm sending you a hug. You know, like these holidays are like really great holidays to celebrate with people that you love. And if you don't have them it's good to think about them and reflect on them if they were good. And if they were bad, fuck those guys. There are so many bad dads and so many people who feel left out by these holidays. And so if you feel left out, you got a lot of other people who are not pleased with their dads. But Ben's dad really wanted to get a haircut, and hair salons opened up in Oregon, where we are, 3 days ago. And the man is 70 years old. If he wants to get a haircut and expose himself, it's like, who are we to stop him? But also he said, listen, if I'm going, you might as well all come with me and get haircuts too. And so we did, and we got our hairs cut. And I actually was editing this episode while getting my hair done and dyed in a mask. And I would not have been able to do it if it weren't thanks to Raycon earbuds. I swear to God, you guys, this episode would not have happened if I did not have these earbuds, because I wasn't able to split away from the family. I was doing all family stuff. And then getting our hair done. Like, I can't wear headband headphones. And so, yeah, I was getting my hair dyed, and I had my little Raycon earbuds in, and that's where I edited this entire episode. So we have teamed up with Raycon, and they are offering 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/howcome. I love these earbuds so much. Okay, not only are they perfect for wearing when you're getting your hair dyed, but there's like, they don't have any part of them that sticks out like other earbuds you might have seen. And I've always found those problematic because I feel like they can get knocked out. Like, I thought this woman who was like putting foils in my hair was going to knock them out every 5 seconds. But then I like remembered the Raycon ones, they're exactly fit to your ear. Like, you get all the different sized like little squishy things, on the ends. And so I matched mine to like my exact ear hole size, and then it just flips up and tucks into your ear. So nothing hangs out. It's amazing. The sound quality is so good. I used to be really anti-earbud before. I was like, that's so stupid, you're going to lose them. No, they have the cutest little case. I love putting them in. They snap into place. It's like magnetic. And yeah, I used to be anti-earbud. Now I'm on the earbud train. I think everybody needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. But before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. They're so great. Raycon itself is an awesome company. It was co-founded by Ray J. Celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Melissa Etheridge, Brandy are obsessed with Raycons. And I am a celebrity. No, I'm not. I'm not even verified. But I've loved them so much, and I really thought I wasn't going to. Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market. So if you're like nervous about earbuds, this is the brand to try. They sound just as amazing as top audio brands. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. Oh, that's what it is. It's noise isolating too. I was wondering, they fit so well. I really love them. You guys are going to love them. So go get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/howcome. That is buy, B-U-Y, Raycon, RAYCON.com/howcome for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. buyraycon.com/howcome. Okay, I also want to say thanks to Care Of for supporting our podcast. Care Of is a wellness brand that makes it easy to maintain your health goals with a customized vitamin plan that helps you feel your best today and supports you long term. So I've always, like, you hear that vitamins are good for you and stuff, and like, I believe it, but like, vitamin aisles are confusing and overwhelming, and like, I don't even know what I need or what I want. But Care Of has a simple online quiz. You know how much I love an online quiz, and it helps recommend the vitamins and powders that can support your specific health and lifestyle goals or needs, such as improving your fitness routine or managing stress. So like, I just want something to tell me what I need, and I want something that I can be very, very honest with without like feeling judged. So basically you go on the website and it has you answer questions like this, like how much sleep do you get? How often do you work out? Do you follow any specialty diet? Are you more concerned about your hair, skin, and nail health? From these questions and answers, you'll get expert recommendations, and you can then make your own decisions and modify your subscription at any time when your needs or preferences change. My favorite part of it was that like you take the quiz, and you put in your worst habits about you. You're just like me personally, I am a trash can. Like I smoke, I drink. I mean, I don't usually drink, but now with Jane, I drink sherry every day. I eat like shit. I never work out. I'm tired a lot. I don't know. I'm like just telling them, like basically the way that I've said like to do COVID dating, like just tell them all the worst things about you. If they still like you, like keep talking to them. But I told the website all the worst things about me, and it was like, okay, sounds like you need iron. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally am anemic. And it's like, sounds like you need fiber. And I'm like, so, oh my God. And so then it like puts together a list of stuff, and you're like, okay, do I want all of these? Do I want to be taking like 14 pills a day, or do I just want to take 9 pills a day? And you go through it and you check them off, and then you're like, okay, cool. And then this cool box arrives. It has like it looks like a little dispenser, and it's got all of your packs of pills in these individually little package things. And it's like, these are for Remy, and these are all your pills. And then it's got like a little pamphlet with it that shows you which pills are which. And I have loved it. Like I always was like, I don't want to take those pills if they're not for me. Like this feels like it's tailored for me, because it is. And that's what I like, things that are just for me. Like you don't know what the perfect diet is for everyone. There's no such thing, because everyone's different. You don't know what the perfect toy is for everyone. There's no such thing. Everyone's different. You don't know what perfect vitamins are for everyone, because there's no such thing. Everyone's different. And if you put in like who you are, what you want, what you want to do, what you want to be, Care of helps you do it. So for 50% off when you place your first Care of order, visit takecareof.com and use promo code HowCome50. That's 50% off your first Care of order when you go to takecareof.com and enter HowCome50 at checkout. Yeah, I think you guys are going to love it. Check it out. Let's get back to the episode. I feel like Ginny and Dean were pretty sexual, like forgetting the fact that maybe he pushed her, like that's no good. But they were a pretty hot and heavy couple.
Super hot.
And it bothered
people. But that's lawsuit.
Kids like
I thought of another person of color in the Harry Potter universe. That girl that Harry asks out before the night bus. That's the hottest girl. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's in the movie though, right?
Yeah,
that's a movie. Yeah,
she's not in the book, or she might be in the books, but they don't really describe her. But
wait, what?
Yeah,
what
so the big like elephant in the room for things that should have happened. Like I understand the argument of they're 15, 16 years old, but the reason it's so unrealistic to me is the virginity of Victor Crumb. You just couldn't have a world where the most famous athlete in the world is a 17-year-old virgin. It just wouldn't happen.
What is a world where the most famous athlete in the world is also still in high school? Like that just also seems strange.
I mean, we have Olympic gymnasts that are still in high school. I know somebody who went to school with Michael Phelps, and they did not. I'm not going to snitch on Michael Phelps. National hero, good at swimming. That's all people need to know about him.
Also treasured pot smoker in my community.
And supports mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? He's probably grown up a lot since high school. And the thing they said actually was just he parked in spots that weren't his.
He would have crushed that challenge with wet fleur.
With wet fleur.
He really would have.
Just no magic. Just her on his back.
But now, where did you get confirmation that Victor Crumb was definitely a virgin at 17, dog? JK never wrote that anyway. You could be making that up. Just because he wasn't trying to get Hermione. Hermione is smarter than most people, dog.
But is Hermione realistically going to be in a situation where Victor Crumb's hooking up with other girls at the school and she doesn't know about it and she's dating Victor Crumb?
They don't even go to each other's houses. Victor Crumb can go to Gryffindor and everywhere else.
You could make the argument though that he's like super shy and stuff.
Yeah.
But he does invite her to his home. Like they write each other's letters and she has to like phonetically spell out her name for him. But then like by book 7, he goes to Fleur and Bill's wedding and he's like, I can't hit on anyone. What's the point of being a star Quidditch player if you can't like date anyone?
Right.
So
he grew up. He grew up and that little bit of like man brain got to him finally. Yeah. And he ended up that way. Like I'm not talking about them at school. Like you said they were kids. I'm like, ugh, yeah, that's 100% true. Yeah, wait, talk about seeing them when they were kids. I think for me anyway, just the fact that everybody seemed like they were so scared of each other. The kids didn't even date. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we saw one date in Harry Potter. Right.
Yeah.
And
no. Ron and Lavender Brown, very hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Unfortunately, they make her crazy.
Right. I hate that. Did they kill her?
They make her Nikki Parker from the Parkers, yo. Yeah, she dies. Lavender Brown is dead as hell.
She gets killed by Fenrir Greyback, the werewolf.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's no good. That's
you can tell that JK related to Hermione a little too much because that was pretty mean to single out her to get like her body ripped apart and thrown off a banister. That's what happens to her.
Jesus, dog. But, hey, fam, when you think about stuff like that, J.K. Rowling might be that shit insane.
Well, there's things that Charlotte has said to me from listening to another podcast that just no offense, you guys. There is another Harry Potter podcast out there. No, but it was one of the things that she really loves attractive people and hates fat people.
I mean, okay. Is
she any different from the rest of the world and how they treat people? Because I don't think that's any different from how America treats people.
Sure, but also J.K. wrote Aunt Petunia and the Dursleys, or Aunt Petunia specifically, after some woman she didn't like, and calls her horsed face every 10 seconds.
To me, that's hip hop. That's some hip hop shit. It's like I came up hating this person. I got money. I still hate this person. Money didn't change me.
This whole book is a subtweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Rita Skeeter was another writer she knew.
Remember when Hermione tortured Rita Skeeter and put her in a little jar for like a year?
Yeah.
No.
What?
I need to reread these things. I knew I was going to feel dumb with you guys, but...
Yo, Ram, nah, nigga, that make 2 of us. I ain't read in a minute. I've been watching the movies. So.
Yeah. Okay, so J.K. Rowling is writing a diss track to her friend via Aunt Petunia. She also hates fat people. She thinks attractive people are great. Not unlike, as you said...
Most
the rest of the world, which has made us be like attractive equals good.
And it's not just good though. It's like she'll have super evil people be ugly, but they were handsome. like Tom Riddle as a boy.
Yes.
He does not stop talking about both from like the general narrator and Harry's perspective, being like, God, that Tom Riddle's so hot. Like they'll jump in the pens even like, there was Tom Riddle, hot as fuck. And you're like, oh my God, like, wow, he must have been real hot. But then he got really, it's more skill, I think, like smart.
He gets ugly once he's bad though.
Yeah.
So ugly does kind of equal bad. It's like, yeah, you can kill a bunch of people and put your soul in a bunch of shit, but you're going to lose your nose every step of the way.
I mean,
but also look at Moody.
Pretty ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Moody looks like a messed up boot. You know what I mean? But he's a very sweet individual despite him being batshit crazy.
And like, I don't want to offend Hagrid, but like, I don't think he's particularly hot.
Okay, but we also disagree Hagrid there, is a full idiot.
And Bellatrix is
Bellatrix super hot. I mean, that's when he said, "Who do you fantasize about from Harry Potter?" I mean, Bellatrix. Bellatrix is like that's.
I thought about McGonagall a couple times, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I've thought about McGonagall a couple times.
Wait, I'm so interested. What is it about Bellatrix?
Because she's Bonnie and Clyde. She's like Sid and Nancy. She's the ultimate. Yeah, she's like break you out. If you get arrested and Bellatrix is your girlfriend, she's breaking you out. Like there's going to be a shootout in the jail lobby.
Right. You always want that one on your side more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Even if you're not talking with her, no matter what, no matter where you are, no matter where she is, she rolling with you. And you want that one by your side.
You want Hermione emailing Congress people. You want Bellatrix shooting up the lobby of the police.
Straight up. Straight up. That's Martin Luther King and Malcolm X right there.
I think Bellatrix and Hermione would also be like killer in bed, because I think like Hermione's been researching how to be good in bed and like what she wants and like how to tell people what she wants.
I mean, when we talk about the real victims of J.K. Rowling's like LGBTQ phobia, it's straight white dudes who would love to see Hermione and Bellatrix. Those are the real victims of this whole. Oh yeah. You can edit that joke out if it doesn't work, or leave it in if you like it.
No, see, I feel like the real victim is a woman who loves watching gay dudes make out. Like she only told us Dumbledore was gay after. Like him and Grindelwald were both so hot.
Well, who do you want to play young Dumbledore when they eventually make the NC-17 Dumbledore bio?
Oh yeah, because that's definitely coming out. You don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, they already made it with Jude Law. In Fantastic.
No. That's not young. That's not
you
while
want
they're
Timothy
together.
Chalamet British?
That is
Harry Styles Dumbledore.
Ooh, Harry Styles Dumbledore. Ooh, I love Harry Styles Dumbledore. Apparently,
we gotta get your sister checked, yo.
But Rem, I disagree. I think Hermione wouldn't be great. She'd be too like timid. She doesn't even want to like say anything to Crumb or Ron. I think Ginny would be like Bellatrix's good opposition. Like Ginny is so cool in the book. She's so good at magic. She like runs after Harry with Death Eaters. She like does spells in the what's it called? Dumbledore's army that no one else can do. And she like fights with her siblings and keeps up the joke.
Okay, first of all, saying Hermione is a badass does not take away from Ginny. We are elevating all women.
Oh no, she's absolutely a badass. I just don't know if she'd be great in bed.
In bed? Well, okay. So I definitely do think Ginny 100% great in bed. She's had so many boyfriends. She gets what she wants.
She does.
Her first crush ever ends up being her husband.
And
she gets it, like, she's like, want him. He's famous. Love it. Mine.
I mean, it was a little problematic how she kind of used Dean as like a placeholder. You know, maybe Ginny should be fired instead of J.K. Rowling. Can we cancel her? Put Harry with Luna like he was supposed to be?
I was going to say y'all sleeping on Luna Lovegood, because I think Luna might be the best out of all.
Luna Lovegood is like the Felicity Shagwell of this universe. It's like her last name tells you.
Yo, that's how good that was. I didn't know anything about whoever Shagwell, right? Until you said, no, the last name. Yeah. Luna Lovegood, yo.
That's probably the porniest name. Of all the names that could just be straight to porn, that's probably number one.
Like, it's very close to Linda
Rita
Lovelace.
Skeeter?
Yes.
Rita Skeeter.
Yo, J.K. Rowling was just horny writing them books, y'all. That's all that was.
One thing I will say, and this is about to be problematic, and like, you guys, if you ever have Polyjuice Potion, please don't do this, okay? I'm sincerely begging you. But if I had Polyjuice Potion and I were a horny teen, I would probably go steal a hair from a boy I liked or a girl I liked, cook it up, and check out my parts.
Yeah. No, I think that's another thing that probably happens too much in Ravenclaw House. Thank God we weren't privy to some of the Ravenclaw stuff going on.
Because you gotta remember, they're smarter than everybody, so they might have thought of all this stuff, man.
Oh yeah, wait, shouldn't Romilda be put in jail as well for the love potion?
Yeah,
there's 100%. A lot of
like 100%. Is that not a little bit of a roofie?
I mean, Harry Sectum Sempra Draco.
What?
Like, true. Harry did Sectum Sempra Draco in front of everybody. Like, it's a little Columbine-ish.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people should go to jail.
At this school.
They let a troll in the first year. The whole place should be shut down.
They're pretty lenient with some of the punishing magical mishaps.
Yeah,
because Sirius stands over Ron's body with a knife, and they're like, we're gonna have your teachers just walk you to class, but it's fine. there's a mass murderer, we think. But it's not.
And he just cut his way into the school with all the security of Azkaban around here. But sleep tight, kids.
Yeah.
So here's the question I want to ask both of you, in terms of like how you value the male characters. So like the two I'm interested in like juxtaposed are Draco and Neville. Like, who do you think is better at fucking between those two? That's gonna be so
love Neville. Will loves Neville, and yes.
I think he's brave.
I think you think he's brave.
More time.
I kind of love Draco though too. Like I've always loved Draco. Like Draco, his big victory happens after the series where he abandons his dad's philosophy and his dad's baggage. Like we don't see Draco's redemption, but it seems like it's probably going to happen.
And Draco definitely grew the most of the characters, because Draco was that one character that you thought was definitely either black or white. You thought this dude was evil. There's no chance of him ever redeeming himself after everything's done. And then by the time you get to the last movie, not only do you find yourself feeling sorry for Draco, you feel sorry for his mom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you look at Lucius and you go, oh no, you need to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That character did a complete 360 from where they started to where they ended up. Because when you first meet Draco...
there's a lot of unlearning that goes on in the Malfoy household, and it's actually kind of interesting to see, especially from this angle, because it's like, okay, here's a kid who technically had everything, and he did lean into it for a certain amount of time, but then he started to really like eat away at himself, and that I think is like a really real process.
He's the only person and his mom like who actually change and grow. Everyone else pretty much stays where they started in the beginning. Like
exactly. He's the only one with any character development.
Yeah.
Only.
But I think that's a thing I go J.K. Rowling could have done a little bit better. Like there are some characters, I would have had Ron and Hermione grow more. Like all of the problems in their relationship in Cursed Child are because they don't hash things out at the end of book 7, and they could have done like she makes deliberate choices not to have certain characters grow, and I think it's like kind of her quiet pessimism with certain things.
You can see her resentment for certain characters too throughout how they're portrayed after the fact. You can tell she definitely had a thing against Lupin, dog. Lupin didn't have to go through any of what he went through. Lupin was a werewolf. On top of being a werewolf, Sirius and all them didn't trust him. And that's one of the reasons why Pettigrew got the password, because Sirius thought Lupin was the traitor the whole time. Then Lupin finds a woman, a good woman. Tonks might be the best wife in the whole series that we saw. Because Tonks was down. Tonks pulled him out of the gutter for real. Yeah. And then Tonks went and died for him. So we give Bellatrix a lot of credit, and they're from the same family. We give Bellatrix a lot of credit for being a ride or die, but
totally,
she actually did ride and die.
She damn sure did. Nymphadora Tonks was with it, dog. And considering we talking about names,
Nymphadora.
Yeah. That might really be the one you want, because you don't want narcissistic. She all into herself. Nymphadora Tonks is the one that's gonna bring somebody else in. 100%. Tonks is gonna bring the other girl, and she gonna be cool with the threesome. Man,
she even died after he tried to bribe Harry, not bribe, but like convince him into letting him come with him to find the Horcruxes and leave his pregnant wife. And she's like, "I'll still die for you."
Yeah, and I don't think she was the because you know how some girls you with, they're kind of stupid. They'll take a risk for you, and it's just dumb. You think to yourself, you didn't have to do that. I'm glad you did, and I'm gonna use you because you'll take a risk like that, but you didn't have to. Tonks, on the other hand, she chose to make every decision that she made, and she didn't look like an idiot afterwards. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Tonks is great. I will.
I wonder if they used condoms.
Oh.
No, if I got magic, fuck no.
But like, if there's some kind of like magic dental dam, and like, can you fuck the spell up?
Just because
you probably can mess the spell up. What if it's one of those curses? Because you know when they do the curses, they can't break eye contact. So if it's one of those things where you got to keep eye contact and not like blink or something, I can see a couple of things getting fucked up. That might be why there's so many Weasleys.
Oh, that's why you want to look me in the eye during sex.
Yeah, it's not because you like me. Oh.
No, I'm trying not to have no kids, man.
Yeah, last episode we were talking about like fan fiction and stuff, and I think I need to get involved in the world of Harry Potter fan fiction because it is.
Will, tell them all about it.
No, it's one of the most thorough worlds, and it's what I like about it is it's so telling. Like whatever the author, whoever they choose to put together or argue on behalf of, it says so much about them, like what they would want to see. Like for me, the main one I wanted to see was Harry and Luna. And it's like, oh, I want Harry to have more emotional support than he's potentially going to get from Ginny, who's competing with boys all the time. I want Harry to be steered to like happiness and a path where maybe he's like a Quidditch coach or something, like something where he's going to enjoy life instead of being an horror and trying to top. Yeah,
Harry was way too miserable. Harry ended up miserable. To be the hero that he was, his life is trash. And it's not that, and it shouldn't be. No, his life is garbage. Why is Harry Potter, of all people, why is he a bad father? That makes no sense. You literally grew up with Arthur Weasley as your father figure. Arthur Weasley might be the best dad in the series. And you're a deadbeat? How? After everything Harry's been through, the one thing he should overappreciate is family. As a matter of fact, he should be a doting father. He should be annoying. His kids should be trying to get away from him because he's smothering me, Dad.
Yeah, like you were an orphan. Isn't that the one thing you're trying to do? Is like be a good dad, repay your parents for dying for you. Like
And also Harry he showed emotional intelligence dealing with Ron and Hermione, like more so than Ron at least, especially later on in the series. Even the initial decision not to bring Ginny on the Horcrux hunt, he was so thoughtful and considerate when he outlined that to her relative to how Ron would have or something. And he understood emotional subtleties like with Cedric's dad hating him and that kind of stuff. So he should have all the skill set to be like a good dad.
The triangle ended up so weird. Ron and Hermione never should have been together. Never.
You think so?
Nothing. If they were, they should have hooked up when they were in school, had years apart, then found each other again.
Yes,
those two their life sucks because they never had different people. It's been the two of y'all, and y'all have the same relationship that y'all had in basically kindergarten. Literally. She thinks you're stupid. You think she's stuck up. And you're both miserable.
They're still playing cat and mouse, and they have children together.
That's literally.
That's
like
but
those two
honestly,
kids.
it's like these kids came out of thin air without sex. Like J.K. Rowling just isn't acknowledging sex. It's like, okay, they have kids, but they've never fucked. They're still like, trying to kiss.
They're so stiff, yo. And it's cumless sex. You can tell. It's cumless sex.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah. Except Roger Davies.
He's out there.
Roger Davies. He out there with shades on, like, I don't know what y'all into. I'm fucking.
Gilderoy Lockhart, I think, and maybe this is just wordplay that I'm thinking of right now, but I think he's the first person that Hermione ever masturbated to.
Definitely.
I think you're right.
Definitely.
I think you're right.
Like he unlocked her giant.
I didn't even think about that.
This is why I love everything that's happening, because I'm so used to us being the only ones ever talking about Harry Potter, right? Me and Will. So then to see you pull it into your format, the way you're pulling it to your format, and it come out like this, no pun intended.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well done, yo.
I was going to say, not that we have an invitation, but I could do this once a week. just for us to talk.
I'm down. I'm down to do this once a week.
Charlotte and I could talk about Harry Potter theories and side conversations like forever. And also that there is a scene in, I think, the second book where Mrs. Weasley walks in on Percy maybe jacking off.
She doesn't walk in. They're in Hogwarts, and he's like, "Oh, I'm alone in here." And at first, you're like, "Oh, he's totally jerking off. But then you later find out that he had a girlfriend, and that was the big scene.
Oh, Penelope Clearwater?
Yeah. But
first,
no, go ahead.
No, I cut you off, sis. I apologize.
I was going to say, J.K. Rowling was definitely just super horned up, though, writing it. Because, like, she uses the words ejaculate many times when she could have just said shouted. And then she used the word grope, like, 4 different times. And then she even says, Mrs. Weasley fingered her wand at Ron. And you're like, ew. Don't.
I got to go reread these books.
You need to.
That's crazy. Dude, Percy would be the worst high school boyfriend anyone could have. Just like controlling, like he wants you to dress a certain way, carry yourself a certain way. And then the sex is going to be like unimaginative and like by the book. And he's going to be like, do this. And it's just, oh my God. I feel bad for Penelope Clearwater.
I hope you get to meet J.K. Rowling, dog, so you can ask her all of these questions.
I mean, yeah, I would love to ask her questions like, why are you the one that gets to write about this? What did you do with the other wizards?
Right. What happened to the rest? Who else how do you think everybody else's life end up? Like, who do you think the rest of them ended
what
up
if, you know how like our history is written by the victors? Like we're discovering like there's a lot of Black history that we don't read about. And there's like, you know, like a lot of like Indigenous history that we don't read about. Like what if there's like another wizard who wrote like the Harry Potter books from like a different angle?
A pro-death theater Harry
like
Potter
the CNN versus Fox News Harry Potter.
I like how you just built this reality that we're all supposed to walk into, that like J.K. Rowling's a wizard. Like this isn't normal. This is not improv.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and you know who else is a wizard? No.
Who?
No one.
No one. At least I hope not.
No, Remy tried to convince me she was a witch, and I ate an acorn off the ground in Central Park.
Wow.
It's true.
When?
When we were
Last
children,
week.
I told her for like 3 years that I was a witch, and if she told anybody that I would die. And I would like time out like traffic lights. I'd be like, okay, it's gonna turn green, and I go, Charlotte, watch this, green, and it would go.
That's great.
And I would hide her stuffed animals. She'd go, I can't find Henry. I'd go, okay, hold on, I'll use my witch senses.
You ain't
okay, I got him.
Yo.
Yeah, I was a bad girl.
Believe her, ate an acorn off the ground in Central Park, and told my friend, and went, haha, you didn't die, liar.
And I was like, but you were willing to risk it, and so now you'll never be a witch.
If Remy had been the cave person that discovered fire, she would have been the biggest religious figure in human history.
In human history,
100%.
Wait,
that's so funny.
Would be Statue Kassimir right now.
She would start a cult, and I wouldn't rule it out yet.
I think it might still happen.
Me too.
The other night, we were doing a fire in Ben's friend's lawn. We were doing like a social distance visit, and Ben bought these things called Funky Flames, which I highly suggest. Apparently, they're at Lowe's and Home Depot. You put them in the fire, they turn your flames different colors. So we literally had a green goblet of fire shit going on in the front yard. And this old man walks by and he goes, how'd you guys do that? And I was like, and I was about to say witchcraft, and Ben was like, it's these things called Funky Flames, and he was like,
how angry did you get that he gave the real answer?
I was so pissed. He was like, I was about to say, you guys are doing spells.
Oh, yo, Betty, man.
That was Fiend Fire. That's how Goyle died. Was through Funky Flames.
He died from Funky Flames.
I need to get me some of that. What's it called? Funky Flames?
Funky Flames.
Yeah, no, they're so actually insane, Remy. I thought that was a filter on Instagram because I was like, this can't be real.
I gotta peep your story and check that. Hell yeah.
Charlotte, there was one thing that you and I talked about the other day that you were saying, the description of Bill Weasley.
Oh. I don't know. It's a little strange because Bill, again, so hot. J.K. Rowling loves these youngy boys. She's just like, Bill was the hottest thing. He had long hair, a dragon tooth earring, dragon skin boots, and you're like, wait. So Bill's like 90s hot. Because like if you saw a guy walking around with super long hair, a dragon tooth in his ear, and like alligator boots, you wouldn't be like, He's the hottest
Sexy.
guy ever.
No, it's like if Ron were an Aerosmith.
Exactly.
That's Bill Weasley.
Oh, wait, Charlotte, did you send them your cameo from Fred Weasley?
No, because Will didn't send me his number.
My number?
Will different. That's how you know Will married.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't even get a message. No, it's because
Will faithful. Fuck that. You
wait,
this is
Charlotte.
Recording, right? Put this out immediately.
Wait, Charlotte, just then show us the cameo. So Charlotte turned 27 like 3 weeks ago. Woo! Nice. Yay! Congrats. Hope you don't die this year. Okay.
Nice.
I mean, you are a rock star. And rock stars die at 27.
Yes. Okay.
Will has a house phone because he's a dad. That's awesome.
A dad right there.
Okay, here is the cameo that Charlotte got herself for her birthday.
Well, technically, our cousin got it for me.
Oh, okay, sorry. Resoundbite. Here's the cameo that our cousin got for Charlotte for her birthday from the actor who played...
You'll see. Ready?
Hey, Charlotte. James Phelps here, also known as Fred Weasley, but you already knew that. Thank you very, very much for your message, and first and foremost, happy 27th birthday. I really do hope that you ate your entire body weight in birthday cake, because that's what I always try and do on my birthday. But I mean, if you do have any left over, please send it my way, because I'm a big fan of birthday cake. Also, thanks for telling me that you're a huge Harry Potter fan, even that you've got the Deathly Hallows tattoo yourself. Amazing stuff. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a Harry Potter did you know trivia as my happy birthday to you. So did you know, when we're filming the third film, The Prisoner of Azkaban, you know when Fred and George give Harry the Marauders map? You know how it's set in the winter time and it's supposed to be very, very cold? Well, we actually filmed that in the middle of summer. So although it looks cold, hence why we're wearing hats and big coats, it's actually very, very hot. As did you know? Charlotte, I hope you have such a great rest of your year being 27. All the best. And like Fred would say, mischief managed.
Hey, well done.
Wasn't that fun?
They were torturing them kids out there in London.
Yeah, right.
Hot-ass burlap jackets in the middle of the summer.
I love seeing Fred alive though again. Like sometimes I'll just remember that they're both really alive in real life, and I'm like so happy.
100%.
Did you get angry when they didn't really go into Fred's death in the movie?
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest disappointments for me. If you were going to cut the McGonagall scene for anything, when she fought snakes, they said that was one that they didn't know if they were going to put in or not, which is also crazy to me. But if you were going to take out anything, you should not have taken out Ron's reaction to Fred dying, because it killed a lot of the last movie for me. Because in the book, that was it sounds morbid, but that was my favorite scene, because you finally got to see how much Ron cares about his family, as opposed to like, oh, Fred died.
Okay.
He wasn't emotional in none of the last two movies.
Yeah.
If you guys, like, when you reread them, because I expect you all will now, they left out some of the best parts ever and put in the weirdest parts. But like, you're right. There's really very like little real emotion. Like Harry's liking for Cho, even his marriage, like you're saying, Ginny or Ron and Hermione, even Molly and Arthur. Like
Moaning Myrtle is dead and she's not even that bummed about it.
Right.
She's never like, none of the ghosts are clinically depressed. They're all like basically fine with that they're ghosts.
I would say the ghosts are the most emotional ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have unfinished business, I guess.
Yeah, it's like they suppress those emotions though. They're not like Moaning Myrtle, I guess she cries a lot, but she's never, when she talks about stuff, it's never rooted in her past. She's always they're all the ghosts are kind of dealing with the present shit.
Big
you know?
yellow eyes over there. And then I died.
Yeah, she talks about it like nothing happened, and your impression is scary.
That was good.
That'd be good.
I will say my oldest and most successful joke in stand-up is a Moaning Myrtle impression that Charlotte and I wrote together when I was like 16. She must have been like 12. We went to go see Equus because Daniel Radcliffe was going full frontal on Broadway, and we had to see that dick. And we went and we saw that dick.
I had to be older than 12.
Then maybe I was 20 and you were 16?
Yeah.
Someone was 16.
Yes,
okay,
me.
so you were 16. All right. So Charlotte and I went to go see Equus when I was 20 and she was 16 because we had to see that dick. And we did. And and the impression initially, we were just like,
Oh, Harry, I saw your penis. I went to Equus, your show. And I saw it and I'll remember it forever and always.
How inappropriate would it be if the reviewer for that play had started writing about his penis in the newspaper? People asked him. When he was at a diner after the play, like his cousin called him like, oh, I heard you saw Echo.
How was the dick?
I don't think I was allowed to comment on a dick because I'd never really seen one before. And plus it wasn't hard.
Yeah. I think Daniel Radcliffe needs to include that in his next statement. Why? That's my one question about this. Why is Daniel Radcliffe tweeting about J.K. Rowling like he owes that to anybody? Like who... If they asked me to write about a former work associate, I don't mind
it. So many people look up to them, and he's part of
their
it.
world. And now he's back in.
Okay. I think I'm with you on this one.
I'm just like,
is this boys versus girls? Okay, let's go.
Well, what kind of ownership do you own over another person's actions or responsibilities or thoughts?
Not only do you not own any of that, that person has to be who that person is. It's up to you as a friend or associate to that person to speak to them.
I don't think he was saying this is what JK means. I was thinking he was saying, hello, I'm also part of the franchise. And if you are feeling abandoned by one of us, I still love you, everybody.
Yeah.
That's
valid
That
to
is
me.
what he said. He was not
You're valid to me.
That's true, and I think that's really good.
Okay, so somebody tell me, and this is my fault for avoiding this stuff the last couple of weeks. What did JK
Did she
do?
say? Okay,
so
somebody posted an article that was like, this is something for people who menstruate. Because a lot of trans men get their periods. Like we talked about this on our Thinks episode that a lot of their slogan was for people who menstruate or whatever. So it's not just for women or whatever. Yeah. And J.K. Rowling retweeted it and goes, there used to be a word for this. Wimben, Wimixin, Wimazenzin, a bunch of different whatever. And basically just being only women have their periods. And it's I saw another tweet that was retweet this if you're a woman whose womanhood has never been threatened by trans women existing. And it's I don't define myself as a woman because I bleed. What about older women who stop menstruating? What about young girls? Are they not women yet? What are you talking about?
So
it was just weird. Double down too. It was
she doubled down. Yeah.
So I think that for her to say that is for sure insensitive and she shouldn't say that. My big problem is I don't understand why Yahoo and the internet takes this story. Do we have to have it thrown in our face anytime somebody who makes a thing that we like, anytime they're a bad person? Is that what we want to be inundated with?
Right.
I think that
all be bombarded complaining about people all the time. It's too much.
The
I
guy
think
who
the
wrote
point is though
Ender's
that
Game, yeah. Okay.
So, no, I think the point is though that our heroes are people that we'd like to keep our heroes. And I think that's why we speak up when we're like, you're hurting my feelings. Hey, could you maybe be a little 100%. More sensitive to me next time? Right. And then the way that they respond to it, if they're like, fuck you, it's oh no, we really just wanted to give you the opportunity to because we want to keep still liking you. Can you help us do that?
Right. I again, I'm gonna go look into this and actually form an opinion about it for real, because I feel again, when it comes down to stuff like this, right? If that's what she said, it's insensitive, right? And it's you created something that we like. If we didn't look to, it's when they asked Lil Wayne about Black Lives Matter, right? It's why would you ask him about that? of course it's not going to be the answer that you're looking for, because his life was saved by a white police officer who came into a house where he had shot himself. So to him, he's only here because of that. For somebody like J.K. Rowling, when people go, well, I like you and I want to keep liking you, people have dualities. You can still like Harry Potter.
It's so
and
true.
Understand you'll never meet J.K. Rowling. You know what I mean? The one thing that she gave you, you can enjoy.
Yeah.
And that
there's
part
nuance,
of her,
but there's also like you're allowed to be like, hey, I wouldn't mind if you grew.
100%. Both, you know what? Both things are valid, but because you'll never meet that person and they might have misspoke, right? Because a lot of times, especially with people of a certain age, they'll get the yakking these backwards opinions, right? Yeah. And then when you tell them,
I know.
You're right. It's like, don't attack them first, like, because a lot of people did. And so it's maybe it's like, let's all just not attack each other and listen to each other.
Yeah.
As far as J.K. Rowling and her comments are concerned, I'm going to go back and actually look at it myself so I can form an opinion to see how people, responded to it. But just to the folks that are listening, look, it's a lot going on right now, just in general, right? And do whatever you can to maintain your sanity. If it means if it means that you feel disrespected by what J.K. Rowling said and you want to let her know that you felt the way, let her know. And also remember dualities. Both things could be true. She could be dead wrong, and she's also somebody that created something that meant a lot to you. Both things are right. You have every reason to ask them to act better. And also understand that when you speak to people and you ask them to act better, people that are actually good people, because I think J.K. Rowling is, when you ask those people those things, sometimes it'll take them time to understand what it is you're saying. Look at y'all. Look at the same people that are listening to this. Some of you guys are just waking up to some realities that myself and Black people have been facing forever. So sometimes it takes time. So I think right now we all should try to understand a little bit of what each other is going through. I'm not saying feel sorry for J.K. Rowling. Fuck that. She can.
No, but also understand like slow growth. Like that is true. Like think about the times that you have done something wrong and how you maybe lashed out at first and doubled down or whatever. Like I don't think that it's like she's like a lost cause, but it's like
no.
There's still good in her, like Star Wars.
But we are still allowed to call people out. That doesn't mean like those people are problematic either. And
my thing is that I want apologies to come from a genuine place. So I don't like when a newspaper goes, you have to apologize to this community, because I think that then it ultimately makes it feel like an arm twisting, and you always hope that
and then the apologies aren't going to be good.
Exactly.
Like, which is like a lot of the apologies that we have seen like are not good. It's like, sorry you felt that way, you know, whereas like people like you can just go take a break for 2 years, not say anything, try and grow. Yeah.
At the Me Too Museum, they're going to have apologies on the wall, the way like Civil War Museum have letters on the wall. But the Civil War letters from soldiers are going to be so much more eloquent than like the shitty apologies from YouTube celebrities.
It'll also be like a history of apologies. Like it'll be like, this is when they just apologize to apologize. But as you can see, empathy grows in these apologies.
This CEO had 5 people write an apology for him and then retracted their apology on his behalf.
Yeah. Well, you guys, this has been great. I hope to see you again. As I said, I'd love to do this often, like just like for fun, maybe sometimes for Patreon, maybe if we have like a little Harry Potter idea. If any of the companions had something, like write in, tell us some stuff that you want to know more about, maybe some lore that we can look more into or some names that are more pervy than we thought. But definitely listen to Potterhood to get your Harry Potter fix if you guys aren't already listening to it. Nico, Will, can you guys tell us where we can find you online and where we can listen to your podcast?
Yes, indeed. Will, you want to start this one? Because I know you got to run, bro.
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at Will Poznan, WILLPOZNAN. And you can find the podcast everywhere podcasts are. It's on Spotify. That's where when I listen to my own podcast. I'll
Potterhood.
Do it on Spotify. Yeah.
And
I'll get my own shit, in the car. No, I you guys have a great podcast. So if you're one of our fans and this is your first time listening to How Come, listen to all the other episodes because
thank you, Will. Nico, where can we find you?
First of all, thank y'all for having me on How Come. To the folks that are listening, you picked a great podcast to listen to. Make sure you keep listening. And you can find me on Instagram at Neko White 93. That is at NEKOWHITE93. I just put out a new album. It's called Marcellus. That's spelled MARSCELLUS. If you like to listen to that, that's also available everywhere albums can be available. And if times are hard right now and you don't have a subscription to streaming service, just reach out to me at Neko White 93 on Instagram, message me, and I'll send you the album myself personally. Free of charge.
He's such a good boy, and he's such a good comic, and you guys are gonna laugh so hard.
Best people.
Appreciate you, Ramp.
Charlotte, where can we find you?
You can find me at Sharkastic everywhere. And I know Remy's like, you're private though, but I'll accept you if you're nice.
Okay, good. You can find me at Remy Kassimir, How Come at How Come Podcast. Listen to us everywhere. Rate, review, subscribe. Go to patreon.com/howcome for extras. You guys, I have to ask this to everybody after a sexual experience, which this has been. Neko, Will, did you finish?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Showed
glad.
up
Charlotte.
for 3 rounds of this.
Charlotte, did you finish?
With the groping and the ejaculating, of course.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah, you guys, you don't know about the 3 rounds. We did this in 3 Zoom rounds. So it wasn't like 1 hour-long fuck session. It was like 3 separate fucks. It was very good. We finished many times. I finished a ton. You guys, I had such a great time. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time on How Come. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Family, thank y'all again. Be safe.
You're
Till
wonderful.
We see each other again, all right?
You're the best.
You are.
You.
Bye.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I've still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna just